Attention, this is a matter of national security. After a meteorite crashed into the New Jersey Turnpike, the following digital audio transmission from the You Watch I Listen podcast was intercepted by NASA scientists in the year 2019. The You Watch I Listen podcast is about to start. Sit down, listen close, and try not to die. The You Watch I Listen podcast starts now.
Anything in their bodies, because that's how tyranny happens. Because then they can just put anything in your fucking body. It starts with one thing and it becomes another.
Yeah, facts.
So I am not in favor of that. I need all these fucking Star Wars fucks to stop posting things. I have ad blockers on, thankfully. But go away, leave me alone. I don't want to know anything, and I don't want to know about the
until tomorrow when we start spoiling the shit out of it for you.
I just need Richie to do that. Okay, are we recording?
We are.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Again, this episode 82. You Watch, I Listen. Heading into week 16 in the NFL season. Just 2 weeks of football left. Thursday night football's done. It's been a very interesting season. The big news today is Tom Coughlin was fired by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, that's new. I didn't hear that.
It just happened about 20 minutes before you got here. Tom
Shit.
Coughlin fired. Do you know why he was fired, besides the team's performance or lack thereof?
Was it maybe an over like players filing too many grievances against them?
They said that the Jaguars fired more grievances as a team than any team, all the other teams combined against the Jaguars.
It's actually funny. I listened to Pat McAfee talk about this today. He said that Dante Fowler was fined $700,000
for missing 25 practices,
and because it was in the CBA. So what they were fining him for was that when he was injured, he wanted to go to his own his own trainer, his own specialist. But obviously, it's all provided for you at the team facility. But with the collective bargaining agreement, he's allowed to go seek his own personal guys.
Correct. In the offseason, you are not forced to do everything at the facility. The
Correct.
Team facility.
Correct. So what he did, he went and did his own thing. And Tom Coughlin, being an old school guy, is like, yeah, no, you got to be here for this. You got to be at the practice. You got to be here, be at the facility,
Correct.
yada, yada, yada. And he didn't do that. And they kept fining him and fining him and fining
Yeah.
him. So now it's gotten to a point where, listen, their top guys didn't want to be there. Jalen Ramsey gone. Dante Fowler gone. Say what you want. Like Bortles was a first-round draft pick. He's gone.
The truth of the matter is Tom Coughlin thought the CBA applied to everyone but him.
Yes.
And because he broke the CBA thing, it's a problem. And the Jaguars, I mean, did you see the one statement in that from the Players Association was, we suggest no free agents sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's crazy to me.
I mean, they're going to fire everyone. Marone's going to be gone. And it sounds like they want the Jaguars want Scott Pioli and Josh McDaniels.
So
they want Pioli as the GM and McDaniels as the head coach.
So my question to you is, because that was all Tom Coughlin,
Sure.
doesn't that necessarily have to fall on the owner as well? Isn't Shad Khan?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it absolutely has to be on the owner too. I think anytime there's dysfunction in the franchise, it starts at the top down. But
Correct.
The owner isn't culpable. The owner can't be held accountable. Because look at fucking Dan Snyder. Look at James Dolan.
No, I know that. I'm just saying.
Look at the Johnsons with the Jets. Like they're always dysfunctional because of the ownership.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're heading into week 16 of the NFL season. Let's go over what happened last week. I went 11-5, bring my record to 141, 81-1. Josh, you went 10-6, bringing you to 133, 73-1.
Ready?
Taylor, you went 5-11.
Yep.
Bringing you to 125, 97.
It's over. I lost.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, you likely did, but at this point, if you think you lost already, you better just pick against every game he does.
Course.
That's what you have to do.
That's what I tried to do last week.
So I actually came up with an idea for your likely tattoo.
Okay.
Now, this is not a specific thing by any means.
Okay.
I think that Josh and I should come up with 5 ideas, maybe even more, maybe 10. You put them in a hat, and you pick your tattoo.
Do I know what the ideas are?
No. It's not going to be, it won't be Michigan. It won't be anything against your division rivals.
It won't be a dick.
It won't be a dick. And again, I think the only deal is it's not going to be somewhere visible like
It's going to be someplace I could hide it.
Like, dude, like on your fucking...
I'm saying I would put it on my...
I want it to be somewhere that if you're at the fucking beach, people see it. And it's going to be something, and again, it's not going to be like a huge piece. I said, like, between the two of you, it's like $40-$50 each, if that. Like, Benji's paw print was like a $60 tattoo.
Yeah, it's fine.
So something like that. So would you rather us just give you one, or you want to pick your own destiny?
I'll pick my own destiny.
Okay, so that, again, you still have a chance to do this. You still have a fucking chance.
We'll see.
We will see, I guess so. So why don't we get this started? You'll go last again.
Okay.
So the first game of the week, Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. The Rams coming off getting absolutely demolished by the Dallas Cowboys. I was shocked when I looked back and I saw I was the only one that picked the Cowboys.
Dude, I
picked them to win, but I didn't
Sunday.
think they were going to crush the Rams like that. The Rams they beat the Seahawks the previous week. And the 49ers coming in the upset loss, where I thought it was a trap game. I didn't think they'd lose, but I thought it was a trap game for the 49ers, thanks to my friend Jeff that shouted that out. But the 49ers lost to your Atlanta Falcons.
Yes.
And it's put them again from the 1 seed in the NFC to the 5 seed in the NFC. And they're going to lose the division right now if the season ended.
Yep.
The Seahawks are in first place in the NFC West. So, Josh, Rams, 49ers. The 49ers are 6.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the 49ers here. The Rams came out flat against the Cowboys. Yeah. The 49ers are a better team as far as I can tell.
Division games are always tough, of course. So I don't think it's crazy that Taylor's going to be taking the Rams. Since I'm taking the 49ers as well.
Do I even have to talk?
No, I think, I mean, if you have an idea on a game that you would like to, like, you'll talk about your own team. If you want to inject insight too, like, you're probably going to be picking the Broncos this week.
Yes.
But overall, I think that the 49ers should win this one, but I actually am a little afraid of this game because the Rams, we saw what they did to the Seahawks. When they do go well, they can win against these the best teams in the league. But I think the 49ers are too good all around to lose 2 games in a row.
I think the Rams just laid an egg. It's one of those things.
But
I don't think they're that bad.
No, but you got to take them. Okay, The next game, this is a great game. The Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. Bills coming off the win over the Steelers. Patriots coming off a win that was a lot closer than the final score indicates against the Bengals. They were losing for a while in the first half, which is crazy. Believe it or not, the Patriots are 6.5-point favorites at home against the Buffalo Bills.
That's so dumb.
Josh.
I'm going to take the Bills.
Okay. I'm going to take the Patriots. I thought about taking the Bills, but I think that Josh Allen, I was doing a little tape watching of Josh Allen this year, and I was looking at a few more of his stats. He's thrown more interceptable passes than any quarterback in the league. Which, listen to this one. You know who number 2 is? Tom Brady.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And number 3 is Jameis Winston. He's actually thrown the most interceptions. But we've seen what the Patriots defense could do with a quarterback that gets streaky and gets a little wild, and I think that's what happens with Josh Allen. And it's in New England. If this is in Buffalo right now, I'd take the Bills. But in New England, I'm going to take them. You have to take the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots.
What do you actually think is going to happen?
Well, no, I think the Bills go on the road 2 weeks in a row, and I think they win.
Okay.
But I'm going to take the Patriots. I mean,
Bills still have a shot at the division. It's crazy.
I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, Stephon Gilmore proved again after having a down week why he's the best corner in the game.
Yeah.
And he had 1 pick and then he had that crazy pick 6.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's just one of those, like you said, Josh Allen just overthrows and he misses a lot of things. So I think the Patriots will capitalize. But on top of all that, me personally, not because of the picks, I think the Bills are going to go on the road 2 weeks in a row and win.
Okay, next game is the Houston Texans coming off a win over the Titans. It was a really good game.
Pissing me off.
At the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The suddenly surging Tampa Bay Buccaneers, although they just put Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on the IR. The Bucs have won, I think, 4 in a row now. Jameis Winston threw 4 touchdowns. He's almost there. My plateaus I want for him: 5,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. I want it to happen so badly. And he's probably earning himself a contract, whether with the Bucs or someone else, because he's still putting up numbers, but a lot of interceptions too. Those are numbers, I guess.
Yes.
I'm going to take the Houston Texans in this one, but this is a really close game. The Bucs are 1-point favorites at home. I think the Texans bounce back from that egg they laid the previous week against your Broncos, showing that they could compete with teams like the Tennessee Titans, who have been rolling at that point. They can take advantage of quarterbacks' mistakes. That's one of the things they actually do pretty well, as we saw against Ryan Tannehill. He made a few mistakes. Jameis Winston is a walking mistake. So I'm going to take the Houston. I'm going to take the Houston Texans in this one, Josh.
Texans.
All right, Taylor, you got to take the Bucs.
I'm going to take the Bucs. Can I make the pick before you tell me I got to take
gotta
it?
take
I
them.
know who I got to fucking take. I'm just saying I got to let me fucking talk. God damn it! Fuck you.
What do you actually think is going to happen?
I do actually think the Bucs.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I think the Texans are fucking Fugazi fairy
Yeah,
dust.
fair. Next game is the Detroit Lions at the Denver Broncos. The Lions coming off another loss. The Broncos coming off a loss to the Chiefs. Broncos are 6.5-point favorites at home. Josh.
Yeah, I think you kind of got to take the Broncos here. The Lions are just...
Yeah, and they just announced
Trash.
today they're bringing back Bob Quinn, the GM, and Matt Patricia, head coach. But I think I know Matt Stafford got hurt and he was on pace for his best statistical season, but the same issues are showing their head with the Lions under Matt Patricia. The team doesn't play with fire on either side of the ball, and especially on defense, which is supposed to be his thing.
Well, listen, I stick by my doppelganger. I'm very happy that he's back. I think that like I said, the Lions at one point are a play here, a play there away from a very
they started
serious.
out really well.
And to be honest,
Competitive, I'd say.
I think if they keep that together and they just add a piece here, a piece there, I think Patricia's a very good coach. But
I think he's going into next season. He'll be the coach with the hottest seat.
Oh,
coming
easy.
In. He has to get
no.
off to a good start because if they start out 1-4, 1-5, he's the first coach fired.
Oh, easy. No, that's without a doubt.
You have to pick against your Broncos because I also took them.
I'm
Okay,
not,
fine.
I'm not
You
doing
take one.
that.
Okay.
So listen,
The Broncos should win this one. If they don't win this one, fire Vic Fangio.
So I'm taking Denver even after. Listen, you go Drew Lock, a rookie quarterback, making only his third start on the road in Kansas City in a snow game. Listen, you're playing arguably the second greatest quarterback in the league right now in Patrick Mahomes. And honestly, it's a really, really surging Kansas City team.
Yeah.
I like what Denver played. They played with swagger. They were never out of it. And Drew Lock never held his head down the entire time.
No, he played a tough game in the elements.
Cortland Sutton played a tough game, but you also did see the big holes that Denver needs to address in the offseason. The linebacker position, which is absolute trash. The offensive line. You have great young playmakers. You got to give them the ball. You can see what Cortland Sutton is able to do. And also you have a bona fide all-pro safety in Justin Simmons.
I agree with
He
that.
made an incredible interception.
So
on
we're
the
all taking the Broncos. The next game is the Oakland Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are 6.5-point favorites at home, coming off an embarrassing loss to the Minnesota Vikings, where the team that is not a huge national team and the Vikings took over the building. The Raiders coming off an even more embarrassing loss in their last game ever in Oakland.
God.
Couldn't happen to a better team, a better fan base, a better city. They got screwed on that slide by Derek Carr. That was a horseshit call.
Oh, yeah.
But again, you got shut out in the second half offensively, so you were in a position to get screwed by a bad call. Despite that, the Chargers being 6.5-point favorites is crazy to me because I think the Raiders fans will take over the building as well. I think the Raiders have to win one of these fucking games. They started out competitive. They were a few weeks ago. They were talking about toppling the fucking Chiefs in the division.
Yep.
They were one game back. Now they're fucking 6-8. Fuck you.
I'm
I'm going to take the Raiders as the underdog. I think the fans are going to be loud there, unless they're really that pissed off that no one's going to be at the game because the two Chargers fans aren't going to be loud enough.
Yeah, facts.
Josh.
I'm going to take the Raiders as well.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I really believe that, this is the end of Phillip Rivers' career. And I would really? Yes, I really because he's showing signs like usually
I
the Chargers.
think that he's done as a top quarterback. I think he's going to play next year. I don't know where.
I think Carolina. That's just what I think.
It's not a bad pick.
He's going to go home. I mean, listen, Phillip Rivers. He's a Hall of Famer in my opinion,
He's
and
definitely a Hall of Famer.
I've hated that guy because he's been in my division.
I think
for
he's grown to
16
admire
years.
him though. You can't not admire his play.
I can't love the fact that he's just a fiery dude. First of all, he doesn't curse and he talks better trash than 90% of people out there.
Yeah, he's great.
And he throws the ball
like Andrew Luck.
like he's throwing a fucking shot put. And
he's generally very accurate.
He's hilarious. I just have a lot of sour grapes because he talks shit about Peyton Manning coming to the division.
Sure.
He talks shit to Jay Cutler at the time.
He's a competitor. Well, Jay Cutler is a cunt.
Well, I mean, at the time he was my guy. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's one of those things where I really respect the guy, and I love their guy Austin Eckler. I think there's a lot of good stuff.
He's great. Nick Bosa, great.
Dude, listen, I'm telling you, watch out for San Diego. Watch out for the Chargers. Go get a quarterback. Go get Herbert or something from Oregon, and they compete in a year or two. Real talk.
Unfortunately, the things I'm hearing is that Herbert's going to slip quite a bit because because his numbers against top teams are horrendous and in big games, and they're worried about his arm strength. And the problem is the numbers show that when he plays the top teams, it's like a dramatic. And I like Herbert, I think, but he needs a ton of work. I would not start that kid from day one right now.
No, obviously not. I'm saying that's someone I would want to bring in.
The scary thing is that when he's played the top teams, his numbers are go from being and in fourth quarter comeback games, he's terrible. But I've always liked him, and now all of a sudden he went from a couple years ago being the first overall pick to maybe the end of the first round.
Well,
but Tua is going to go before him.
And he has a hip injury.
Yeah,
it's bad.
that says a lot.
But like I said, it's just one of those things. I do think the Chargers definitely going to win this game.
Next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at Josh's Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons 6.5-point favorites coming off the win over the 49ers. The Jaguars beating the Oakland Raiders in the last game ever in that dump of a city. Josh, your team, your call.
Yeah, Jaguars stink, and
Really bad.
I think that Julio is going to push himself into the number 2 spot as far as receivers go.
Yeah, he ain't catching Michael Thomas this year.
Yeah, no, but he'll catch Godwin, and he'll catch the other fucking guy.
It'd be weird if he didn't catch Godwin.
The other fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Falcons. The Falcons are a weird team. Like the talent,
I know.
They should have been like in more games.
When I bet on them, they lose. When I bet against them, they win. Fuck you.
You just got to listen to Growhouse bets.
I didn't listen last week.
This past week you didn't?
No, and I lost $1,000.
Then why don't you just listen to him? You won the previous week when you listened.
To be honest, he didn't send his picks.
Okay,
and then Quaz asked him to send his.
Asswipe.
So Quaz asked him to send his picks. Justin sends his picks, and Quaz texts back immediately, "That's stupid. Why would you do that?" And Justin goes, "Never again." So he's officially cut us all off.
So I'm taking the Falcons as well. So Taylor, you gotta take.
Just go ahead, just write it.
Just take the Jaguars.
I don't want to fucking say it.
All right.
Fucking throw up.
The next game is the New Orleans Saints at the Tennessee Titans. The Saints coming off the win on Monday night against the Colts.
Dominant.
And Drew Brees setting the career touchdown passes record and the single game completion record, 29 for 30, 4 touchdowns.
He said that one was a swing pass to the running back.
Yeah.
Is going to haunt them in his sleep.
Yeah, he could have gone 30 for 30.
Holy shit.
So the Titans coming off the loss to the Texans. I'm going to take the Saints here. They scare me a little bit because we have kind of see them do this coming off an emotional win, but I just think they're a much better team than the Titans. And the Titans, I think, are decent. I think they're a solid team, but the Titans are on pace to have a very fun record this year.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to they could potentially become the first team since 1987 to miss more field goals than they make.
They had
They're
Rob
8 for 18. Yeah, if they had Rob Baronis. If Rob Baronis was alive, yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think the Saints win this one. I think that you're going to see another big game from Drew Brees. I want to see Michael Thomas get the single season reception record.
I do too, man.
I love the
that's
kid.
a big one. Yeah.
He plays the game the right way. Reminds me, the same guy the Saints had for years that was unheralded forever, and he shouldn't have been, was Marquez Colston. He was great. Josh. Okay.
Yeah, just give me the fucking Titans.
Yeah, that's not a crazy pick. They're only 1-point favorites on the road.
I really, really, really like the Titans. I like what Mike Rabel's doing with that team, and I like that. Like they basically have like trash from New England secondary, Malcolm Smith and fucking Logan Ryan. Man, come on.
All right, next game, a dumpster bowl game. The New York Giants at the Washington Redskins. Giants coming off the win over the Titans or the Dolphins in Eli Manning's likely last game. Redskins losing in the last seconds to the Philadelphia Eagles.
3 picks, dude.
Who? Eli?
Eli.
It was a typical fucking Eli game. He fucking throws 2 touchdowns. He throws 3 terrible picks and wins. It was like fitting. I kind of like loved it. I was like, it's kind of fitting.
One definitely wasn't his fault. As Bob and I said, one interception was unearned. The other 2 were earned.
The one where he like was trying to throw a screen, he just threw it right to the linebacker. I'm like, there it is. I'm like, there it is.
There's the Eli we all know and love.
But yeah, the Redskins, they had the Eagles on the ropes. I'm going to take the Redskins in this one. Daniel Jones back means there's going to be a Daniel Jones turnover. I know he lit him up in the first game, but now it's in Washington where there's going to be no one. But I'm going to take the Redskins. Josh?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Redskins too.
I'm going to take the Giants because the Redskins stink.
They sure do.
But the Giants stink less.
Slightly. They might stink less with the Eli, but maybe the same with Daniel Jones.
Oh, I mean, you know.
Right now, at least.
Who knows?
Next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off the loss to the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets, who got romped by the Ravens on Thursday Night Football.
That's crazy.
Steelers 3-point favorites on the road. Duck Hodges did not play well. The Steelers, you got to think about
That's you
this.
being nice about
If the Steelers had Big Ben, how good would they be? Because this is the best defense they've had in Pittsburgh in a long, since they won their last Super Bowl, 2009.
James Harrison.
Yeah, when he ran the pick six back at 99 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they had a decent quarterback, how good they'd be. But despite that, Sam Darnold is not a decent quarterback yet. The Steelers' defense is good enough to get that bum to throw some mistakes like he tends to do. And the Steelers will win by a score of 13-6.
You just need the Burgess Meredith fucking soundbite every time you talk about it. Say, "You're a bum."
Yeah, you're a bum.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers too.
All right.
I'm going to take. I legitimately am going to take the New York Jets.
I honestly don't think it's a crazy pick because I don't trust the Steelers' offense at all.
And I also think the Jets' defense is good enough to force a turnover, and Sam's good enough to maybe make a play or two here or there to turn the tide. Just because Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph combined suck.
Yeah. If you combine the two of them, you'd still have a really bad quarterback.
Yeah, you would have maybe a below average.
What?
What?
I hate to say it. They should have got out and got Kaepernick.
They should. The Steelers, yeah, they'd be much
no,
better
no,
for
listen,
it.
if the Steelers were smart at the deadline, you should have went and got fucking Phillip Rivers or something.
Eli.
Like that. Or Eli.
I mean, but the
veteran
problem was
qu-
that those guys cost a lot more money.
No, I know, but a veteran quarterback would come in and stabilize it. But it would be weird because then they would still be under contract, not Phillip Rivers, because this is his contract year, and then you still have Big
The
Ben when he comes
Steelers,
back.
I think if the
By the way, how much weight did Big Ben put on? And look at that fucking beard, bro. It looks like Brett Kiesel ate him.
He looks awful.
It looks like
It's great.
yeah, he ate Brett Kiesel. That's what.
The only way he could get laid now is by
pulling an old Patrick Kane.
Look at my Super Bowl rings, hog. All right, next game is potential battle for the first overall pick. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Miami Dolphins. The first time all season, the Miami Dolphins are favorites in a game. 3-point favorites.
Listen. Just between you and me, whatever he picks, I'm taking the opposite. But I'm pulling for the Cincinnati Bengals because I want you guys. I want you to have Joe Burrow. I want you to have Burrow.
Well,
so
here's the thing. It would still be really hard.
No, I know
because the Bengals have only won game. The Dolphins have won 3. So we would need to lose the next week 17. We need the Bengals to win week 17. It's easy for us. We play the Patriots week 17.
Yeah, good. Phone it in.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, I got to take my guys here. I don't like picking against them generally. In a game like the Bengals, I think they can win it. Although they have been playing better. At home, I'm going to take the Dolphins. The draft is really fucked up now that Chase Young is likely staying at Ohio State.
Yeah, man.
Because I think the Bengals would have taken Chase Young over Burrow if he was there.
1,000%. Because they still
He's a generational player.
They still believe Andy Dalton is still their guy. They could still win with him.
Sure.
And the offense looks like it's good enough where it could get there possibly. But dude, that young kid, I haven't seen a DN coming out of college looking that good since Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
I just hope to God he doesn't have that microfracture surgery like all these guys usually end up having.
Josh,
out of the
who you
draft.
taking?
Yeah, I'm taking Dolphins.
And Taylor, Bengals.
I told you I want the Bengals.
All right. Next game, Carolina Panthers at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 6.5-point favorites at home. Panthers are reeling, obviously, lost to the Seahawks. Colts got trounced, also reeling.
Starting a rookie quarterback this week, Carolina.
Yeah, Will Greer, who was a second or third round pick this past. I actually liked him a lot out of college. So something to watch there, but I'm going to take the Colts. Despite their struggles as of late, I think they're the much better team. They're the more talented team, and at home, I'll take the Colts. Josh?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Colts, too.
I'm more enthusiastic about it. Damn.
If there's any one thing that I can hope for out of this nightmare season is that the Falcons at least finish better than the Panthers.
So they get a better draft pick than you?
Fuck you.
Well, listen.
Again, it doesn't matter where you draft right.
No, listen. If it makes you feel any better, the Carolina Panthers are far and away just a worse roster than
I'd agree with
Atlanta
that.
is. You know
It's
what I
just
mean?
the only difference is you guys are in cap hell and they're not.
Yes, facts.
Yeah.
You got
all right.
bad contracts.
So
I have Carolina.
You're taking Carolina.
Yeah, I
next game,
don't like it.
The Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens are 7-point favorites on the road, despite the Browns beating them on the road earlier this season. I'm taking the Ravens. Cleveland is a fucking hot mess, a really fucking hot mess. And Baltimore is fucking surging. So Ravens.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, this is one where I'm going to take the same team.
Just can't do it.
Dude, it's like I can't
watch the Browns win.
Dude, I can't.
Loses by 1 game this year.
I cannot fathom a world, or at least right now, where the Baltimore Ravens lose to the Cleveland Browns. I can't. It is terrible.
I called these Browns perfectly, man.
You did. I called them in the
I
Super
didn't
Bowl.
think they'd be this dysfunctional. I could totally see what you were saying, even though I picked them. It made sense. Dude, but I didn't think they'd be this dysfunctional.
I'll say that even Jarvis Landry was yelling at Freddie Kitchens on the sideline.
And he was yelling at the fucking Cardinals, come get me.
And
the Cardinals!
And Odell's a goner already.
Yeah, and now he came out today and said, he actually made a funny comment. He goes, I didn't buy a house in Cleveland just to move. Making fun of Dave Gettleman. We didn't sign Odell just to trade him. Or to buy a house in Cleveland just to sell it. That's what he said.
I think that's just Odell's personality. I think once he finally gets to a spot where like he's fine, you know,
he's
like
not a thug, a criminal.
No,
he's
just
not an idiot. He's just dumb.
I don't think he's so much of an idiot. I think he's not Antonio Brown
he's
level.
Too self-absorbed.
Where like you have this uncanny belief in yourself, where like you bet on yourself, which is very very admirable, but at the same time it's very detrimental to the franchise and the team that you're on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right,
Browns on paper should be the best team in the fucking NFL.
They should be at least in a wild card position. And they also ensured with their loss this past week that they'll be the only team this decade that does not have a winning record in any season.
Dude, I thought the Stars were aligned 100 year of the NFL. The Cleveland Browns stunk for so goddamn
And they're not
long.
going to fire Freddie Kitchens.
And they're not going to. That's so stupid.
All right, next
Joe
game.
Dorsey's
This is
stupid.
a battle for the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's actually a good game, man.
It's a good game. When I printed this, the Cowboys were 1-point favorites, but now there are major concerns about the health of Dak Prescott, who has a rotator cuff contusion or an AC joint sprain. His throwing motion is fucked up, and even without the injury, I was taking the Philadelphia Eagles in this game in Philadelphia. I think the Cowboys are not well coached enough to check themselves at the door coming off a dominant win over the Rams, and they're going to come in flat. I think it will be a close game early on, but they're going to miss their opportunities. The red zone opportunities will go, instead of being touchdowns, they'll be field goals, probably some missed field goals because they missed a ton this year. And I think the Eagles will end up winning the game late on a Carson Wentz touchdown pass just like this past week. So I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
I was taking the Cowboys until I found out about the injury today.
When did you find out?
When you put it in the...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that kind of switched things up for me. I'm taking the Eagles too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a bigger
and
win.
Zeke is pretty beat up too, apparently.
Than you're feeling.
Okay.
I feel like they're going to win by a couple of scores.
I mean, all the Cowboys have to do is win this game, and they win the division.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys because I believe in Cooper Rush.
Who?
Backup quarterback.
Shut up. Did you just look that up?
Yes, I did.
Cooper Rush sounds like a name in Blitz the League.
No,
Like,
so
it sounds like a running back.
I just typed in Dak Prescott injury. So this is what this guy said, right? So Michael Gelkin, NFL. Dak Prescott is dealing with ACL joint injury. Ezekiel Elliott said. Backup quarterback Cooper Rush led first team offensive practice day. Rush suffered similar injury as a college senior.
He ran first team practice. Dak may not play.
Yes. So he goes played the next game without issue. Rush said. So Rush had a very similar injury in college, is basically what he's saying, and he played through it no problem. But I don't believe that to be entirely true. I don't know. But like I said, Cooper Rush, do it, get it done, pal. Come on.
Funny. The next game is the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks.
What the fuck happened to Kenyon Drake? Can someone explain that to me?
What, how good he was this past week?
4 fucking touchdowns.
This is who he is. That's why when they traded him, I was like, I like him, but he'll have like 3 games where you're like, yo, this motherfucker's on fire, and then the next 3 games he's like, he doesn't follow where the blocking scheme goes. He tries to turn everything into a home run, which is on a great team it's a benefit, on a bad team it's detrimental.
Like, you're not Barry Sanders. Dude.
Correct.
Calm down.
I'm taking the Seahawks. The Cardinals aren't very good, so Josh.
Seahawks.
Arizona.
I mean,
dude, listen. I don't want to hate the kid because he's only a rookie. I just don't. I have zero.
Like Kyler.
I love Cliff Kingsbury. I think that's a good offense with tweaks to it that could work out. I don't see it with Kyler Murray. I just don't see it.
I don't see it, but I like him and I'm rooting for him.
I think he could be not like a Braxton Miller where like you switch to wide receiver. I feel like he would be not even like a Taysom Hill, but I think he's a good football player. Like if you put him somewhere he could do something well, but at quarterback I just don't trust him.
So there's 3 teams in the league right now that their quarterbacks lead their team in rushing. Do you know what the 3 teams are?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, and then I almost said Cam Newton. He hasn't played all year. Who's the other one? I'm trying to think. Pat Mahomes. Give me the third one.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yo, I love Fitzy, dude.
I love watching him. He's like watching schoolyard football.
Dude, he got his ass fucking kicked, and he got hit so hard by Leonard Williams, and then he fumbled that ball.
No, that wasn't. That was Ogletree that hit him. That was the Ogletree hit.
Leonard Williams caused the fumble, and Ogletree hit him and knocked it out.
That was wonderful.
But he pops back up, man. Fitzy's the best.
I do love watching him play. So next game is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Chicago Bears. Chiefs coming off the win over the Broncos. Bears coming off the loss to the Packers. Crazy stat about the Chiefs and their defense. So we all look at the Patriots secondary and how good it is. No team has given up less receptions to wide receivers than the Chiefs.
Dude, they've really turned it on.
Their defense, and they just got Terrell Suggs, who's a great depth pickup for them.
Is he going to report?
He said he's playing. He said, I couldn't pass up the chance to play with Pat Mahomes.
I was going to say, because
very smart move on his part.
Because the report earlier in the week was like, what's with
he
the
said
Baltimore Ravens?
Which I don't fault him. He's a Hall of Famer. He's at the end of his career.
He spent his whole career there.
Yeah,
why would you want to go back?
He's right. And Steve Spagnuolo deserves a ton of credit for turning the Chiefs' defense around in every single way. Yeah. They're playing. They just changed certain little things. Chris Jones has been sensational, the interior pass rush.
Dude, the one thing I noticed is their linebacker, Sorensen, who was god-awful the first 6 weeks of the season. And he's turned on. He's one of the best cover backers in the league.
Cleaned it up.
It's so crazy what good coaching can do to an average player.
I think the Chiefs are the only team that'll be able to give the Ravens a run for their money in the playoffs.
I agree.
The Ravens are scoring league-high 33 points a game. The Packers, the Chiefs are right behind them.
Dude, I listen, if that comes to that, I want to see Marcus Peters versus Tyreek Hill.
I
want to see that so bad. bad.
All right, but I'm taking the Chiefs over the Bears.
No, I'm also taking the Chiefs.
I'm gonna take the Bears because
right.
I have no other fucking choice.
All right, and the Monday night game.
Miss False risky.
The Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
Titty kisser.
4.5 point favorites the Vikings are. This is Kirk Cousins' chance.
Do it, dude.
He is 0-8 in his career on Monday Night Football.
Come on, man. You got to do it.
He is 8-31 against teams with winning records. And he is 1-11 in primetime games. This has to be the game he wins. But it will not be. Because he can't beat the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
But it is not this day.
Hashtag
Aragorn.
I don't think I think Packers, besides the Cowboys, are the worst division-leading team. I think they're slightly overrated. They don't really have incredibly impressive wins. But I don't think the Vikings have had a real win where you're like, oh, they fucking beat them that bad. And I see Kirk Cousins crumbling in the spotlight.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Fuck you piece of shit. You fucking dickhead.
Hey, shouldn't you want to take the person that's in the lead? Follow my lead?
No. I don't follow Justin's lead. I don't follow your lead.
Yeah, you follow losers.
I don't give a fuck. I do it. I always win.
So you got to take the Packers.
I always win in the end.
Do you?
It'll take me 30
Wait till you get your tattoo. You may not be winning anymore.
If it's something fucking stupid, then.
The landlord had a really good idea. He's like, fuck, she's involved in this?
I'm more scared of her than I am Justin. I genuinely am more freaked because she's actually funny.
She's cerebral.
Ugh.
She's the worst.
Yeah, she's a bully.
Yeah.
like I'm gonna end up with a fucking like a Blair Witch tattoo.
No, that's too nice.
You mean that's too nice? The Blair Witch tattoo is fucking stupid.
It's too nice.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so these were our picks for the week. Taylor, you got a lot of ground to make up, but it is not out of reach. You're not 10 behind. You're only 8 behind. Say some crazy shit happens this week. Next week will be a really lucky one because teams might rest starters. They may rest Lamar Jackson. So that's a week when you get really creative. If you make up fucking 5 games this week, 6 games this week, you have a real shot. The other thing we're going to do, and this goes for everyone, we're going to do whoever has the worst record is going to give a concession speech.
Where?
Here, just like on the show. You're going to give like a speech, like however long, and the winner gets to give a victory speech.
Okay.
So I think that's actually fun. Like that's interesting.
That's fine.
All right. So this is episode 82. You watch, I listen. Our week 16 picks are done. Guys, have a great holiday.
I don't fucking care.
Have a great whatever.
Have a shitty
fuck
New
yourselves.
Year too. Fuck off.
Take a dump on your grandmother. Shit in your Christmas stocking. Piss in my ass. Drink my cum.
Fart on my exposed brain.
Yeah, make me a cum fart cocktail. Euthanize your loved ones. And we'll see you next week, fuckers.
Goodbye.
All right. That's it. All right.
Euthanize.